Hi there, and welcome to the Clubhouse of Driving Passion here at Jer Gordon's Mazda. I'm Dave Halleck, and this is the interior view of the 2021 and a half Mazda CX-5. It'll be consistent with the GS and the GX models. Let's take a better look at it. So in the GS, of course, we've got our start button. We'll start at the start button. If you were sitting at the park or somewhere that you wanted to just listen to the radio but not have the car running, all you would have to do is press the start button once, twice, and then that'll power up everything so that you can listen to the radio. Don't put your feet on the pedals because that'll start the car. So no foot on the pedal, once, twice. That starts up the accessory mode and gives you access to the radio so that you can listen to some tunes while you're sitting and waiting. Then we'll go into the climate control. You've got heated seats with 1, 2, 3 levels of intensity. Heated steering wheel with on and off. The heated steering wheel warms the sides of the steering wheel. Doesn't do the top, doesn't do the bottom. The center display is going to show you that nobody's sitting on the passenger side, and the passenger side airbag is off. And if people are sitting in the back seat and they're not wearing the seat belts, then it'll show you who's wearing it and who's not. When the seatbelt gets activated, it'll turn the little person to green. Those people will disappear once you start driving, but if you don't have anybody on the passenger seat and you're driving, the passenger side airbag light should stay on, saying that it's deactivated. Round climate control dials, so you just turn left and right to adjust. If you have the GS with the comfort package, then you'd have the digitalized dual zone climate control, which would actually show you the physical numbers and would look more like the tutorial on the GT for that portion. Coming up, you'll have the center vents with rollers so that you can open and close the center vents. Hazard lights in the middle. Down below, there's a 12-volt power outlet for a charging device. Your Mazda shifter, of course. This little knockout is the override if you had to take the car out of park because you didn't have the keys for some reason. A tow truck may need to do that. They would pop that out, press down, and then that would undo the lock on the shifter. Sport toggle. Pushing it forward is going to show you sport up on the dash right here. That's holding the gears longer between each shift, giving you a little bit more of a racy, sporty tone. I prefer to call it the late for work button. So pushing it forward with a little click, that puts it into sport. Flipping it down deactivates it and gets rid of the icon above your gear select. Mazda HMI Commander. This is the dial that allows you to control things for your audio system. As you turn it, it synaptically clicks, so it gives you a little bit of feedback as you're going through things. Let's zoom in a little bit here. You have the back button, so if you're in a screen and you don't want to be there and you want to go back to the previous screen, you press back, which is the U-turn. Music note, the home button takes you down to the main menu area. So even if you're in CarPlay or Android Auto and plugged in, it'll take you back out to the main Mazda screen. Navigation, in models that don't have the nav chip, it'll just bring up the compass. But if you have your phone plugged in for CarPlay or Android Auto, it'll bring up Google Maps or Apple Maps to give you the navigation. And then we have the favorites button. The star allows you to bring up favorite channels. I'll just close that. It'll give you your favorites that you locked in as radio presets. It'll also allow you to lock in favorites for navigation and satellite radio and for phone calls, so that's quite handy. Then we have the power button as well as the volume. So when you give it a quick press, we'll just one press, you'll see that it brings it to mute. Press again, and then it brings it back to regular. If we press and hold the button, it turns the system off. So when you turn the dials, it doesn't do anything on the screen. So what you have to do then is to turn the radio on, press and hold for a second or two, and then it brings it back up. So that's pretty simple. You have the electronic parking brake. When the light is illuminated, that means that the parking brake is active on the back wheels. To disengage it, the car must be started. You put your foot on the brake, and then you push down to deactivate it. And then to activate the parking brake, you pull up. Auto hold is a function that you'd start off with at your start of your drive. You press auto hold, and then whenever you come up to a stop, it will show you hold up on the dash, and it'll apply the parking brake, so you don't have to keep your foot on the brake while you're stuck in traffic. Then you have cup holders, of course. Coming back here, you've got the another 12-volt power outlet. You've got the drive for the navigation SD card, and then you've got 2 USB power chargers, little spot for your coins, and then junk storage down below. Coming up onto the steering wheel, quick little breeze by. Well, we'll go over on the far side. Power trunk release on the GS models. The car has to have the doors unlocked. You press and hold the button, and it'll open the lift gate, press and stop, and then press again and it'll close it. The car must be in park in order to have that button activate, otherwise it won't do anything. Off-road traction assist, that helps you with your off-roading capabilities. It'll divert power to each wheel independently, so you're not stuck. And then you have the lane departure and lane keep override, so you can turn that off if you don't want the car to be kind of nudging you slightly back into phase, keeping you in the lane. Radio controls, volume up, volume down, and mute. Channel selector, so bouncing through the radio presets. As we press it, it'll bounce us through the next channels. And then the info button in the middle will show us our display. So that's the active driving controls. It'll show you any of your system warnings. And then you've got your compass and the remaining gas in the tank. Trip A, trip B. If you want to reset those, all you do is press and hold the info button, hold it for a second, and it'll reset it. Then you have the voice button and your hang up, so answering and hanging up on phone calls. The horn, very popular in the middle. Radar cruise, you have on and off. It'll show you the radar cruise display right there on the corner, right there. And it'll lock in the speed that you're traveling at, which is really quite handy. And then it'll modulate your speed as you're traveling. And then you can pick how many car lengths, 1, 2, 3, or 4, how close you want to be to the car in front of you. And that's selecting with this button right here. It adds and subtracts car lengths. So let's just zoom out here as we push it down, as we push it up. And then this is set and resume and cancel for your cruise. You have the cancel button. If you press and hold the on button for 3 seconds, it will turn the cruise off and it will say radar cruise deactivated. Press it again, and then it'll reactivate it. The areas where you may want to do that is if you're traveling out on the highway and the radar sensor on the front of the car got too dirty for the cruise to work. If it can't see, it's not going to enable the cruise. So that's kind of a little bit of a safety tip, but it does give you the regular cruise function all on the ready. You'll also have on the GS models the auto dimming rearview mirror. This is the light sensor up here. Map lights, quick press, hits on your illumination. This will select if you want to have the lights on when you open the door or not. And then you have a sunglass keeper. Pull-out vent shades on the sides of the mirrors and dust covers with lights on both side mirrors. And then up top in the back here, you have reading lights for the people in the back seat. I always say don't show people those because they'll leave them on a dead battery when you get to the car. So that's a quick overview of everything that you're going to look at in the CX-5 GX and GS models. I'm Dave Halleck, and this is the Clubhouse of Driving Passion at Jerry Gordon's Mazda. I look forward to any questions that you have, and we can do a video for any of those features that you need a little bit more help with. Thanks for watching.